Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits, 10 minutes. Broadcasting from Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world, but then you too are at the center of the world. So the title of this talk is that we all live in a circus tent. You know, the modern world has lost all of its working metaphors. By that I mean steam trains. Now, a steam engine is a metaphor for power. You know, like Soul Train, the train, people fascinate. There used to be a retired dentist here, Dr. Bradshaw. He had broken his back or neck and he was paralyzed. I used to go see him. He would watch videos of steam engines in the summer, going through the summer landscape, steam engines in the fall, steam engines in the spring, steam engines in the winter. A great metaphor. And sailing ships. The sailing ship that needs the grace of the wind to move and suffers the doldrums when there's no wind, rigging the sails, catching the grace of God, living on the sea in adventures, all these metaphors, all these great, and the circus tent, living in a small town. Every day is the same. All the characters are known. You got your eccentric, you got your entertainment. You got people selling things, the barker. You got your local freaks. All there. The hometown is a circus. But then the circus comes to town. The big entrance. And you go into the circus and you're entertained. And you see real freaks. Bearded lady, tall man, midget, glass eaters, all these acts. And you got all these little games you can try your strength at. And you got the clowns, and you laugh. It's a crazy world. And then you go home to your reality circus tent. And you feel a little juvenated. You feel a little relieved, because for a moment you were out of your old boring circus into a new magical circus, and then the tent folded up and went away. And with religions, you had your revival. The tent revival came to town, and all your church members would go to the tent show, and you would get all juiced up on Jesus, healing, holy roller, all this excitement, and then you would go back to your daily everyday show at church, your everyday church, and you would be rejuvenated, energized. But then the battery would run down and the tent show would come back. So when the battery runs down in your everyday mundane tent show, you need to get juiced up. You need to get a battery. You need to get pumped up, you see. So your everyday mundane tent show is tolerable, is livable for a while till the battery runs down, then the tent show again. So this whole idea of the metaphor, the circus is a metaphor, the steam engine is a working metaphor, the sailing ship, the jobs we used to have that were permanent roles that you inherited from your parents. The job of the wheelwright who made the wagons, the job of the carpenter, the job of the milkman, the job of the postman, the job of the all of these different, the housewife, the mother, the cook. In the small town, everyone had a job, and usually the children would take on the father's job. That's the way it's always been historically true. The vocations you're born into, even our names, Wright is the son of a wheelwright. Smith, the son of a smithy. And so all of these roles were metaphors that gave us consistency, that gave us a portal to beyond our little small town, everyday, mundane mind, you see. But now we live in a small town, everyday mind, and there are no metaphors, no portals out of it. So we create them. We have to have them. But because there are no metaphors like built into our life that are consistent, that we know from childhood to old age, you see, because these metaphors are all gone, we create new metaphors and we don't see that they're metaphors. So along comes now, Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump was very successful and wise in that he understands metaphor. He understands how to create a show, a performance. So there's the Trump tent, you see. So you go into the Trump rally, why, it's like at a revival meeting. You get juiced up. You go back into the world and you can live in your Trump tent until it begins to run out of juice, and then you go to another rally. You see? So it's always a running down and then getting juiced up, you see. But we don't see the Trump show as a performance. It's entertaining. Enjoy it. We think it's real. Why is the Trump, you see, so we think that's real because it gives us meaning. It gives us entertaining. We think we're special because their freaks are out there. And you can put their clowns outside the tent. Outside of the Trump tent, there are clowns running around, freaks. You put them on a seat and throw pies at them, hit them, throw a rubber ball at them and make them drop into the water. Everybody laughs. Put liberals on a seat, make them drop in the water, you see. So there's a bunch of freaks and clowns out there. And that makes us special, you see. So if I go back out in the world, I don't feel special. So how can I leave the Trump show? Because there I feel special. I'm somebody. Everybody in the Trump rally says, all my Trump friends say I'm somebody. We say each other somebody. We say amen, amen. Throw a rock at a liberal, amen, brother. I made him flinch. I made him irritated. You see, so it's all about having it's all about being special, being up. And in order to be up, there's got to be somebody down, you see. That's the teeter-totter, which is another metaphor. Playground is full of metaphors. My favorite is the teeter-totter. Merry-go-round, that's a metaphor. Merry-go-round is like a moving circus tent. It's got a pole, the center, and around it is the world going up and down, you see. But you go on a metaphorical at the merry-go-round, you know it's a merry-go-round, and you have fun, and then you get off. But if you don't see metaphors, then the world is a merry-go-round, and I can't get off. Makes me sick. Or I'm in a circus show, and I think it's real. So we live in a world where all of the standard metaphors, portals, that ground us, that give us a sense of real purpose in life, are all gone. And we've created new ones, but we don't see their metaphors. We think it's real. See? We think the show is real. Anyway, thanks for dropping in this morning. See you next time.